Hi there Megan, here's some feedback for Unit 25, produce copy for interactive media products. This is one of the optional units you've chosen, and you've linked it quite rightly to your website meganshepherd.weebly.co.uk, which I've been looking through, and it's really come along since I last saw it, which I think when you worked with Lee last year. So I'm going to go through and give you some feedback on the points that need feedback. 1.1, identify relevant constraints, possibilities and opportunities offered by the selected target medium stroke platform. So here you talk about your target audience here, a demographic, and how you're going to tailor your work towards that particular demographic. You talk about your strategy here, what images, formatting and layout is best designed to attract that particular audience. I'd like to see more examples and evidence to back up the reasoning as to why you chose the formatting and layout that you have done. I know you've used that website in the past whereby the software can track the eye line and natural inclinations of the audience. That would have been useful to apply here to your website, but you have still shown me that you can understand the actual target stroke medium platform, but try to back things up with evidence and stats and figures in the future, particularly for university, which I did your reference for you this week. That's something that's going to become increasingly important for level 4. 1.2, identify key constraints or considerations arising from the use of an online content management system. Yeah, you talk about the constraints here, the 3 to 4 page layout, such as homepage, category, info and blog stroke article pages. Yes, Weebly allows you to add pages for your gallery and an e-commerce page too. Weebly is quite good like that, certainly more advanced than Wix. Google Sites is quite advanced as well for future reference. Outcome 2, produce text-based material for an interactive media product, a style that is suitable for the target audience, which you've clearly done. You've evidenced here with the link. You've shown me how you've used and applied your Google Analytics information here, how you've adjusted it and tweaked it accordingly after getting feedback from said analytics. The colourful, cartoonish sort of aesthetic you've applied here, and you've justified that here with some precise, succinct analysis of your work. Print screen the info here from Google Analytics, thank you. 2.2, maintain a consistent style both within the texts and between related texts. Yeah, it's quite minimalistic and simplistic, your approach, but it makes sense in the context you are displaying the work here. 2.3, ensure grammar, punctuation and spelling are accurate. Yeah, Weebly is good like that, it auto-corrects, doesn't it? Make sure you capitalise your I's, Megan, in your response here. Ironically talking about grammar and punctuation and spelling, but you've got lowercase i's as you're doing so watch out for that. Yeah, the Americanisations as well, such as colour, absolutely. Good. Modern day editing is very easy because of this, you're right, but grammar, punctuation, syntax and formatting can be lost as an art form as a result of auto-correction. So be conscious of keeping your English skills sharp. 2.4, structure the text-based content for readability and accessibility. The text was, the font and the styling was good and easy to read, I do agree with that. I think it's adjustable and malleable, so you can always adapt accordingly to any sort of demographic shifts as you identify here. 2.5, identify search engine optimization techniques. In terms of getting traffic to your website, you set up the SEO, excellent. Search engine optimization, good, you found that through Weebly's website. Keywords, fantastic. Linking to social media, very good. And print screens are evidence that you have managed to identify the search engine optimization. 2.6, format copy following relevant writing conventions, style guides and policies. Good. The terms of service you've linked me to here. Follow their guidelines, good. You clearly have done that. 2.7, produce appropriate captions or descriptions to accompany the content. Yeah, the text is limited. example from your vector gallery here. Good. How you use anchorage to anchor the meaning of the text there as well. The actual accompanying text there. Good. Small print screens here to illustrate further how you use text and captions to accompany content. Something you do fluidly and naturally. 2.8 provide clear, consistent and accessible hyperlinks. I checked them and they worked correctly and fluently. Social media links as well. Twitter one I had trouble with at first, but that was down to my browser rather than you. Yes, so the symbols and the sort of semiotics of your website are pretty clear and precise. It's a bit too minimal, if you ask me, in terms of the layout of your site. I would like to see it be a bit more dynamic and a bit more in keeping with your style's interest, your personality. But it's a really good professional, sleek start, which of course you can adapt on Weebly, and I'm sure you will as you develop in your career. 2.9, produce and embed metadata. You've added meta keywords when setting up the website's SEO. Easy done with Weebly, you're right about that. It's one of the ways I learned about metadata through Weebly. And you've print screened here the code and the metadata and how you've used it to manipulate the actual content interface. Very good. Outcome 3. Check the accuracy of text-based material for interactive media products. S at the end there. Proofread copy. And 2.3 did mention that, absolutely right, but it's something you need to do all the time in your responses for the apprenticeship work as well. Capital I's, Megan, always. Good, get someone to proofread it, double check it, it's absolutely essential. I want you to double check all the I's are capitalised for me. 3.2, check the accuracy of any facts and figures quoted. Good, fullfact.org. I found this last week, full, F-U-L-L, fact.org. Brilliant organisation that are dedicated to finding the truth and facts and verified, objective data and measurable information. Is a really good site to use to check the validity of any information you are going to be using. Fullfact.org. Brilliant. 3.2, yes, you are quite voracious in your approach here. Everything is checked. 4, understand legal and ethical considerations, relevance. Good. You detail here, I was going to pick you up on this, but you did go on to detail it from 2.6 in 4.1 about the terms of service. Rather than just linking me to it, which is what you did in 2.6, you've actually elaborated here further what the actual code of conduct, as it were, is. So, injurious experience, file hosting, excessive advertising, and so on. A lot of my work parodies other work, but I state I do not claim ownership of the originals. A lot of my fan artwork is the same in this sense. I'm able to look over my site and check against these terms. Good. Good. And your copyright work in Units 8 and 10 clarifies further your understanding of the legal and ethical considerations necessary when producing graphical work. I'm satisfied that 4.1 has been achieved there, along with 2.6. 4.2. Make any necessary changes to comply with relevant legislation. Yeah, you have abided by each of the terms that are very clearly laid out on the actual Weebly site. Good work, Megan. Through the links, the print screens and the accompanying text, although your accompanying text can be very minimal at times, you do succinctly respond to each of the points for Unit 25 here. So I'm more than happy to award the criteria for all of Unit 25. Well done, Megan. Really good work.